Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today we're going to be looking at the Buried Memory trailer that came out today, the 12th of August 2022 for patch 6.2, which comes out on August the 23rd, just around the corner, and there's a lot of really good stuff in this. We're going to, obviously, you've probably seen as many times, we're going to change the playback speed down all the way. We're going to mute it so it's not horribly loud, and we're just going to see what we can see out of this. So obviously let's watch this together as in this sort of like slow mode and see what we can find from this. So a lot of the live letter part 72, which was also today, featured a lot of Island Sanctuary footage. It's no surprise then that the trailer opens up with Island Sanctuary imagery. Of course, this is our lovely beach, one of the two coastlines that we seem to own. This is a lovely sort of reef area down here, and there was actually apkalus, like penguin creatures, on this beachhead area here when Yoshi P was flying over it. There's also goblins and other kinds of flora and fauna as well. It's just awesome. One of the final scenes we see of this, because there's only a few clips they put at the start, is chocobos running free wildly through the Island Sanctuary's various hills and vales. The sheep here. Sheep are actually something you can acquire as well. Like you can capture all of the monsters, supposedly, and put them in pastures, and actually you can gather from them and use the resources for other things, such as crafting and, you know, exchanging and all that. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot overstate how beautiful Island Sanctuary actually looked. We have the Square Enix logo, and then we're straight back into more Island Sanctuary. This is a very, very cool first look at this. We have a big mountain in the center. Yoshi P was actually sat on the top of the mountain, giving a pan around. There's actually rocks up there, like minerals, but he said to actually get to that point, to unlock flying, to get up there for those rare minerals or whatever they might be for progression, you have to progress far enough through the quest line. So it is quest based, it's sort of like progression based, so you have to unlock parts of it. It's absolutely beautiful. Here in this scene we see some of the chosen houses. I think this might actually be the Island Hall, I'm not quite sure. They said they upgrade them over time, and you can actually keep the appearance of one of the earlier stages if you don't like the latter stages. So there's various buildings, and of course you will on the new plots after the town hall is built and things like that, you'll be able to choose what goes in those plots, which is awesome. We also see minions roaming around. There is a cap of 40 minions you can have at any one time on your island, so that's pretty awesome. As you can see, Fat Chocobo and Major General chilling out there, and Goosey Gooseyton over here. Looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? And it really is a sanctuary for all people and creatures. One of the final scenes is this beautiful sunset. There is a day-night cycle and even a weather cycle that affects the plants and crops that you grow. It's beautiful. Yoshi P mentioned how if you forget to water your crops, if it rains on the island, that counts as you not forgetting. So that gives you the sort of idea of where they're going, and they're going to be developing this far into the future as well in subsequent, I think he said every second major patch or something. So very much hype mode for that mode. Then we move on from Island Sanctuary to parts of the storyline. This, of course, is Troya, the new dungeon added in the storyline, the MSQ. As you can see, as we slow pan around here, with void scent all around. This is the void, the 13th shard, and this is what the dungeon itself looks like. We've got this weird fountain in the background. You'll notice in some of these scenes you'll see some interesting gear as well. Characters sort of alluded to, but it's a very beautiful dungeon. It reminds me of the World of Darkness, which is obviously what they're drawing inspiration from since it's the Void, but it is very picturesque, and I can't wait to see what happens next in this particular story. That's it for that bit. Then we get the Endwalker logo, then following on from that, a fade to black, and then we have this scene. Now, I believe this is one of the four fiends. I think that's Tiamat, or at least the weird version of that, or it could be something completely different. This is a creature. I don't know, is this part of the dungeon? I think this is the part of the dungeon. Yeah, it definitely seems to be one of the bosses in there. So maybe they're including those in there, or maybe I'm wrong about which one this is. You saw that guy completely obliterate that female character there by pouncing on him with a blade. Very creepy looking creature. Another void scent. Yeah, I can only speculate. There's all this void magic as well being siphoned. It looks like he killed that character and then siphoned their essence, their void essence or something. I don't know if that's exactly what's happening there, but he is a very creepy looking character. And yeah, it seems to be one of the dungeon bosses. As you can see here, we've got, Warrior of Light tanking there. Seems to be fire-related sword attack. Ishtola's there. So we've got the Scions. It's obviously in Trust mode. We've got various AoEs to sort of step out of, as well as a central AoE. Seems to do some like void sense up here. So you stand in and then move out. Estinian seems to have quite a bit of storyline related here. It's going to be nice to see Estinian on the big screen again with the Scions. It's always a pleasure, isn't it? And then we've got more combat here. Things exploding. Same boss. Seemingly getting quite menacing. Yeah, it looks to be one heck of a dungeon, and I can't wait to see what the storyline involves. There's some really interesting bits here. Like, it seems to be like there's a phase 2 to the fight where it just flies around. I think I could be wrong there, but it looks like it's doing it's like its ultimate, and then you're surviving that, and then it goes to the second phase or something. I have no idea. That looks absolutely insane, doesn't it? It just burns the screen, and that's how they fade to the next scene. This features Nanamo, and this is part of the, obviously, the Criterion dungeons are the harder versions of that, but this is variant dungeons. Variant dungeons are the only ones that have the version with the storyline. Nanamo's featuring in this, which is a subterranean sultane, right? Or Sultan Subterrane, I think that's what it's called. Essentially, variant dungeons have multiple paths through them. There are branching paths. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure, and essentially, every time you go in here, either solo or with a group of 3 other people, or it can even be 2 of you, it will dynamically adjust to that. You also get variant actions, which allow you to tank using like a cooldown, like Rampart, if you need that, a heal with Cure, a melee sort of AoE, and something else. But yeah, essentially that's what those are. There is a harder mode version of this stuff that doesn't give you a choice of where to go, but which is known as a Criterion mode. Criterion is your normal and savage content as well, which is unrelated to variant. Variant is basically your casualized content featuring storyline, and you can get a mount reward for completing all of the different variant ways through the dungeon. So that means doing the dungeon multiple times. This is one of the bosses in there. This also might be a scene from the from Criterion, but there is a rat. That same model is actually the mount you get for the completion of the variant modes or the storyline scenes. It's very interesting. I do like that. Very cute. This is a reference to Steps of Faith, which is now being made into a solo story duty, so you don't have to annoy people in, obviously, your roulettes to get this. You can do this with, obviously, a group of NPCs. This does look rather amazing, and honestly, from the little footage we've seen, it looks similar to the original, but there seems to be some advancements and changes, so I can't wait to try that out in 6.2. Obviously, duty support's being added to like the Airy, the Vault, and Snowcloak, and I've forgotten one of the dungeons. Yes, so it's being added to a lot of Heavensward stuff. Very cool stuff. And as you can see here, it transitions into this scene. We've got a Leporit, obviously, with shiny eyes looking on. This is to do with the gathering-only tribal quests. I nearly said Beast Tribe, but they've changed that. Tribal quests added in 6.25, right? Which is the Omicrons. The Omicrons are the beings in Ultima Thule, if you've been there, and this story involves them. It seems to be quite hilarious. There is obviously lots of strange goings on. I'm not sure why it's gathering only. This is actually the mount reward that you see floating here. Yoshi P showed him summoning it, where it puts you inside and makes you small inside of it. But inclusive in the storyline as well is this like space jellyfish. Basically, the Leporits are involved in this. It's very cool. One of the aliens that's in Ultima Thule. We have this scene, which appears to be Lady Iceheart, and this is duty support. So showing that Lady Iceheart is included, obviously, in that storyline, along with presumably Alphino. I think that's Alphino, right? This is Hildebrand for 6.25. Obviously, in 6.2 patch, they have 2.25 references as well. This is one of the scenes from the next chapter in Hildebrand, which, of course, also comes with the unlock of new relic weapons. So, yeah, this looks to be absolutely mad. I can't wait for that. And Leporits are featuring a new dance here, shaking their butts. I don't know. It's going to be exciting, isn't it? Very exciting. Ishtola contemplating what she's just seen, presumably with a Laborius. Yeah, more MSQ related stuff. We've got Crystals of Light, which is very interesting. I want to know how this goes, presumably to do with World of Darkness type stuff as well, right? Then we have more scenes here of the Vault with duty support. As you can see, our boy Horschiffant is actually one of the NPCs used in duty support, which should bring a tear to many people's eyes, but that's going to be awesome to see, isn't it? Having Horschiffant next to us and Alphino, and yeah, you can cry all over again, as you will. Obviously, more stuff to do with the Airy and things like that, to do with Heavensward and the duty support system, looking pretty awesome here. I think, or this, yeah, I think this is to do with Heavensward, right? I don't think that's the Void, because that's the Airy cloud. Then it fades to black. Then we go straight into combat again with some really cool looking gear. I think you'll agree, with that Reaper there, looking awesome. Very, very cool stuff. And we've got Estinian, so this is more storyline related things, flying on the back of a dragon. Now, which dragon is this? That's the question, right? That is the big question. There's many speculations we could have if you followed the storyline. This is cool. This is very cool, like the Void Scent thing going on here. Awesome source. So it looks like, I mean, this looks like Fafnir itself, right? So the Void Scent are actually coming through. Maybe they breached the seal and came through themselves, and we're fighting them back and going in. Because this is, oh yeah, that's definitely what's happened. So the thing that was containing that probably erupted, and a breach was opened before we even had the chance. That's what it looks like in that palace. Very interesting. And we obviously have to go through into the Void. It's now or never. You'll be happy to know that the Sky Pirates mecha return, and including Kate Sith for those of you who pronounce it that way, and Kachi for everyone else who pronounces it the other way, and any other pronunciations, I can't pronounce them, it's fine. But the Sky Pirates are back. That's an awesome collection of characters that most people will be happy to see make a return, if you obviously did the Sky Pirate stuff with that Alliance raid. We have this character, which is, you know, speculate as to who that might be. The Void related character. We have more scenes of Void Scent here. I presume this might be from the dungeon. Lots of very, very interesting moments here. This appears to be the dragon being attacked by a Reaper. Warrior of Light looks on with a moody face. This is Xenos' Void Scent, right? That's what the speculation is at the moment, or at least that's what people know that it is. It looks a little bit, yeah. This then is actually the first boss then. That's the Proto Carbuncle, which is Abyssos 1 on normal mode, presumably, or I don't know. I don't think the footage would be from Savage, which is looking very interesting. It is the early version of a Carbuncle. This seems to be boss 2 then, I think, which seems to be this root creature. There's a character trapped in the roots. We don't get many scenes that are slow, so slowing the footage down here does give you an idea. It reminds me heavily of Titania from Shadowbringers, but like a really twisted version, you know, the Treant mobs. Seems to be an ad-related fight here with lots of platforms and the meteors coming down. Yes, I look forward to the next tier. I can't wait to progress on that with my team. Also, why is this person pressing S to go backwards? That's not fun. You shouldn't do that. That's my opinion. But we have this scene from the actual raid series itself. Obviously a storyline related to La Habrea, as was already confirmed recently. That's La Habrea looking on at a soul crystal. Well, sorry, you know, obviously the Ascian crystals. And more stuff from the raid storyline. But that's pretty much it. We have flashes here and there of the storyline, of things going on. It's all happening. It's hard to really understand what's going on. Obviously the raid could go in many different directions in terms of storyline, but all we do know is there's 4 bosses on normal, and the Savage mode unlocks an entire week afterwards. So you've got plenty of time to enjoy stuff like your MSQ, the new dungeon, and of course Island Sanctuary, if that scratches your itch, which I know isn't everyone's cup of tea. But what an interesting trailer. It's full of interesting story. We've got this character as well. Is this the 3rd boss then? Is this Ascian character with the snake head And the swords thing, is she actually going to be the third boss? It looks that way. So there's boss 1, which kind of looks like a shark, by the way, the Proto Carbuncle. And then we've got Tree Guy for either 2 or 3, and then we've got that one. So the only boss we've not seen is boss 4. So I'm guessing that's La Habrea then. Or a form of La Habrea or something to do with that. But it's very exciting stuff, isn't it? This trailer is absolutely packed with information, and honestly, there's so much from 6.2 and 6.25 that isn't in this trailer. I don't blame them. It's very well put together, and they didn't try to ram way too much in, but there is a lot of content in the subsequent next 2 patches, which is all well and good then, because we've had a bit of a relaxed time. It is now time to get reinvested in this game well and truly, and enjoy every living second of it. But yes, very, very fantastic stuff. Of course, the trailer itself with audio, which I'm not going to play because of copyright reasons. I don't want to get a strike or anything else. I'd advise you go watch it yourself. A link will be in the description. Let me know below what you think of this trailer. Did I miss something? What do you think will happen in various situations? Are you excited about the new trial series? What are your speculations as to what the bosses might be? Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the videos I've put out. And leading up to 6.2 and onwards, we'll have all of the latest. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.